Welcome everyone. Today's segment video is an update on per a couple of requests of what's going on with the Algo 17 and the trade logic behind this product. The two charts in front of you are actually the one on your left is crude oil. It's a 5-minute chart. You can see 5-minute right there. And what you have is the Algo 17 optimized trade signals with its programmed scale out function. It's got a built-in position size model, and what it does is it's also programmed to take both long and short positions. So the Algo 17, the trade logic here is to take buy and sell signals, number one. It is also trade logic includes to scale out and trail stops. So let's take a look at the very first trade that populated today for our trade room members. Was a short position in crude oil. It sells, the Algo optimizer shows up as two short positions. The red line is the stop, so you can clearly see where your entry is and where the stop loss is. The blue line down here, this blue line right there, that was the first profit target, and as you can see, it gets out at its first profit target. What does it do? It trails the stop, and it got out of the second position there. So the trailing stop made more money than the initial trade. All right, that was the first trade. And down below, you'll see that this is our volume, proprietary volume indicator. It's only exclusively found on TradeStation Lifetime Package. So for those that get the Algo Optimizer, you have this product to go with it. So this volume tool, it's a momentum of volume A. It measures the momentum change of volume, number one. Number two, it doesn't just measure volume per se and net change of volume. It measures it in terms of percent change. So it's a little bit more sophisticated, modernized for today's trading world. Now, when the volume trend is moving down and you get a sell signal, it helps to support or corroborate or give confirmation that the sell signal is valid. So that's a very positive. And that's what we like to teach our traders, and that's why we have this in the live trading room. I'm looking at our other monitor here. We got a lot of things going on. First off, the VXX, we have a short position there. We're long the spiders today. The E-mini S&Ps are long right now. So we got a lot of things going on, and we'll get to the crude oil just fired off a short trade here. So we'll just be talking about that as we develop. All right. Now, as you can see, first and foremost, when we get a long position in the market, what happens? Well, as it's moving long, it's before it generates that long, or as it's trailing a stop on the short side, look at the histogram bars of the volume tool. They're moving higher. It shows that there's less volume present on the market, and therefore it's less likely to continue its downtrend, at least in that time period. So when it gets out of the short position, that's a good sign. And then when it reverses to go long, you can clearly see that it's already in a positive uptrend in volume, and the momentum of the volume is positive, helping to support that long position. Now, let's take a look at the current short position. It went short right now, and the volume momentum is weakened. So this is an okay trade. The trend is down today right now, as you can clearly see. So this particular trade is well supported with that volume. Also note that the two best trades of the day have been actually on the short side. So if it is going to work, it makes at least leaning against profits on your trades is always a good thing, right? So what I would like to see is I'd like to see this being supported by more volume coming in, supporting that downside. What does that mean? Well, the histogram should turn red, and it won't do it for another bar or two. So right now, we're just sitting here scraping by at a break even on this trade here at short 63.08. Anyway, what I wanted to bring to your attention is how do we select and what are the algo trade criteria? So for that, we'll look at format strategies. So we go in here, and you can see that this is the latest version of Algo 17 Extreme. Anytime we come in and we do an upgrade, anytime we do an update, everyone gets those. We push those out to all our clients, and everyone that subscribes to this gets this. So let's take a look. We go over here to format. The first thing that you're going to note here is that we have the ability to take several different trading sessions. We could trade maybe the European session and then trade the US session. Or you could trade maybe the open outcry and opening and only trade to 10 in the morning and then trade the close of the market. Or you could trade all hours, or you could only, in this case, trade between 8:25 in the morning. So you see where it says add minutes to start time. Start time is 8 o'clock. This is a function that allows us to optimize. What's the best time to trade in the morning? Is it at 8, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, 9? We add from 0 to 85 minutes in an increment of 5 minutes, and we're able to optimize the best starting time for the best profitability on our trade signals. That's what the Algo Optimizer does. Now, notice where it has end time. It's 2:35, and that's exchange time, and this is crude oil, so that means it's Eastern Standard Time. 2:35, no new trades after that. If it isn't a trade, notice that it gets out at the exits at the end of the day. Next thing that we have here, with it getting into all our secrets, is position calculated method. It's set at level 3. What is 3? Well, level number 1 means it's $100,000. And this would be great, and this is the setting for equity traders. Number 1, if you're an equity trader, you want that setting right there. What does that setting do? Well, that setting allows us to say, get me in as many shares as possible. And that's what that does, as $100,000 will allow. Position risk, it's $1,000. And then position size is 2 contracts. So as you can clearly see, 2 contracts. All right? So there we have the way that we utilize the optimizer. And again, we have money management, we have exit strategies, we have exits, we have trade signals, we could take longs, shorts, low close, high close doji, we have holding periods, whether we want to take market orders, whether we want a exit or entry confirmation technique, which means we get in not on a market order, but maybe a stop-in function. So there are several different things that we've created here to allow our traders who have this to define better trade setups. And in addition to the tools, such as this proprietary volume tool, it helps to confirm whether or not the momentum of volume is coming in with that trade. This is a very sophisticated product for those that are interested in expanding and taking advantage of the intricacies of the markets and how we're trading. On your right side of the screen, this is the euro currency in current position right now. You can see it went long this morning, and what did it do? It trailed out. It came close to the profit, and it came all the way back. That yellow line right there, you can see that yellow-orange line, that was a trailing stop function. So as it gets closer to the profit, it would have gotten out of half the position, and it would have trailed the stop. But what happened is it bounced all the way back down. We have a self-preservation technique in there. And so basically, if it gets close to a profit target, instead of turning a winner into a loser, it'll stop out on a retrace. So this did get out, but still with the profit. Now, while we missed the whole move to the upside, that's all right. That was things like that do happen in this industry, right? But what it did is it just made almost the same amount of money by jumping in on the short side, because that was a failed rally attempt. And it sure beats having this thing be short the market and getting stopped out with a major loss. But what it did is it went short 2 contracts. It's still short because it hasn't gotten out of the position. So the neat thing about the Algo Optimizer here, gang, if you're in that trade and you say, hey, I don't want to be in this trade anymore, you can override, turn off the Algo Optimizer and flatten this trade and just walk away and reset everything again. So in other words, you can take the next trade. So that's one of the neat things about the Algo Optimizer. It allows individual retail traders to take advantage of these pretty slick moves that we're seeing in the overall market. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the Algo 17 and the trade logic behind it, and at least the time frames that we've are looking to trade with this product. And this is what our community sees in our Algo trading room. With that said, hope you had a good day, and if you are one of our members, I know you're enjoying the trade setups that we had today, because it was so far it's a pretty decent day. Thanks everybody. Take care.